Hi everyone. Well, I guess I'll start with November 8th, 2024. So I had a recent slip and fall on that date at my apartment. I fractured my hip and I had to have 3 screws inserted into my hip. But starting with that date, November 8th, 2024, that morning at about 4 o'clock, I was getting ready for work, getting ready to leave my apartment. Went into work later that morning, but getting ready to start my day. Um, I noticed I heard a dripping noise in my bathroom, and I went in there, turned the light on to see what was going on, and the AC vent from the upstairs unit was dripping from condensation from the leak in the unit upstairs, which caused a puddle to accumulate on my bathroom floor. Um, I didn't know it and I heard the drip, so I put a towel down to absorb the water and turned my air conditioning unit up several degrees. Um, Again, getting ready to leave my apartment in a little bit. So I'm like, okay, go back my normal routine in the morning. Um, Go to work, come back later that night by 8 o'clock, turn the air down when I get home, take a shower, do my normal routine, eat a light dinner, watch TV, then get ready for bed. So I get finished eating, turn my TV off, put my dishes in the sink, and walk in the bathroom to brush my teeth and go to bed. Now, those of you who know me know I had a stroke in 2007, had aneurysm, which caused my left side to be paralyzed. So this is me. Left side paralysis, hand no function, leg, I can, walk. This is, of course, with movement. I move better, but because of my surgery in my hip, I have to use a cane to walk. So this is how I look. Um, but I get up to show just how I look. To those that don't know, those who haven't seen me in over a week. But so that morning, I soak the towel up, to put, soak the water up, come home, get ready for bed, go in the bathroom, and walk fast and slip on the puddle on the floor. Did not know it was there. My left side takes all the impact. My head hits the wall. I see stars. Thankfully, no concussion. Thankfully, didn't black out. But yeah, I'm stunned. I'm laying on the floor for a little bit. I'm like, oh my goodness. Um, can't move really. I'm just kind of stunned. My hip hurts at the moment like that. My head hurts. I see stars again. So I try to move to get myself off the floor very slowly. As I'm looking up, the ceiling is still leaking. It's dripping, dripping, dripping. I pull myself up, sit on the side of the toilet, and I'm transfer myself to the side of the tub. I have my phone with me. I take pictures, a little video of the ceiling where the AC unit is leaking and the water puddle on the floor. I'm like, man, I try to stand up and I can't. I can't even pick my leg up. I can't move my leg, my left leg. And I pull myself up to the side of the wall with my phone, my pocket, and then make my way into my bedroom, sit on the end of the bed. I can't even put any weight on my left hip. Um, Maybe a little bit of weight, but not enough to any walk at all. And I'm just like, I'm thinking like, well, what's going on? Is it broken? Is it fractured? What's going on? Is it just bruised really bad? I'm hoping it's bruised really bad and not broken or fractured. I don't know. So I'm supposed to go to work that morning at 6. So I have to think about what I'm gonna do. I think about going to bed, and hopefully later on it'll feel better. But I try to stand up again, and it's just like it's like it's not going. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I don't call in my family. None of them. Those of you who know, I don't have any family in the state. All my family is outside of the state. Closest one is my mom and my stepdad in Alabama. I don't call them. Again, it's probably like by this time by 9:30, 9:15, something like that, between 9:15 and 9:30. So the only one I think about reaching out to, and I don't call in my church friends, again, my friends at church, I don't call anyone. I just really text my my director at work. I'm texting her and I'm telling her to say, I can't go to work in the morning. I have had a fall, serious fall. I can't go to work. Period. I text her that just to tell her I can't go to work. And so she's like, well, can I come by and check on you to make sure that you're okay? So I said, okay. So she comes by, takes a look at me, and again, I'm like, I can't move, can't stand up. So I said, will you take me to the emergency room? So she takes me to the emergency room. I get sweatpants on, my bag, my Bible, my wallet, and I go to the emergency room. Sitting there for a while, probably like in just the waiting room itself, like 5 hours. And then she says, you should really, this like her second time telling me, you should really call your mom. I'm like, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. It's probably not even broken, just a bruise. I'm thinking in my mind, I know it's not, but this is what I'm telling myself. So about 2, I try to stand up again, and I'm like, man, I can't. It's not getting any better. By this time, I'm like, it's something more than a bruise. It's a break, it's a fracture or something. I don't know, but it's something serious. So I call my mom. I text her first. Text my stepdad. Nobody answers. And then so I call my mom. I'm like, call my stepdad. He doesn't hear the phone. Call my mom. Call like twice. She hears it the second time. I'm like, Mom, I'm in the ER. And so they're like, what? She wakes up Dave, and they're asking all kind of questions. I'm telling them, and so they start getting themselves together to come to Mississippi to be with me during this time. And a little bit later, they finally called me to go to an emergency room itself. As I get in there, wait a little longer. My mom know I'm in a room in the ER, and doctors and nurses come in and they check me out. They answer questions, and I tell them, what happened. So they order X-rays. X-ray comes to the room, and they take X-ray scans of my hip and my knee. And I'm like, I pray it's not broken. I pray it's not broken. I pray it's not broken. And but I'm being kind of a wimp about it, but I am. I prayed it wasn't broken because I didn't want to have surgery. Didn't want to be out of work. Couldn't be out of work. Can't afford to be out of work, but I'm out of work. So they come through. Initially, you're good to go. No breaks, no fractures. You'll be leaving a little bit. You want some pain medicine? I'm like, no, I'm okay. And then another medical professional comes in, a doctor comes in. He's like, upon second opinion, we believe there's a fracture in your hip, and if you don't have surgery, it can possibly break. So they wanted to perform emergency surgery to insert 3 screws into my hip to secure the fracture and give my bone time to heal to where it will be a secure, where it won't be a break and I won't require a hip implant. So I'm like, no, I'm not having surgery. I'm not having surgery. So I'm telling myself, but they clarify and they stress the factor that it can break, and if it breaks, it'll be a lot more serious. So they order CT scans, and I'm like, I trust your medical assessment. Yeah, I trust you as being a doctor. I trust y'all here. So okay, I'll have the surgery. If they leave out, they start prepping me for surgery. I call my mom, like, look, gotta have surgery now. So now they're really on their way. By this time, it's probably like 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock. No, it's past 3, and so they come in, they wheel me out in the stretcher in the hospital bed to the upstairs CT scan, get that scan, get a better look at the injury. They got all that, and then I'm just like, I'm texting my friends at church. I'm texting my pastors at church, my family, calling them, my sister, parents, dad, anyone, just letting them know what's going on and what I'm looking at. But that's where I am with that. Then later on that morning, I go to surgery pre-op. They get me ready for surgery. And again, all these medical professionals at UMC are awesome. I know several of them. They know me from work, from church. And it was very encouraging to me by God's grace to have known them in some capacity, to where it was not just, strangers doing surgery on me, but it was medical professionals, nurses, doctors, surgeons who I knew somewhat and who knew me somewhat from where I work at, inside the restaurant, inside the hospital. But the anesthesiologist comes in who I knew from work, and he's telling me what's going on, and he's just, it's just really encouraging to me. A friend of mine comes down from church who is a physician. He encourages me. By this time, my parents come. The nurse goes out to get them, and they come in there with me, and just we have a time moment, before I go in to have surgery, and have surgery, come out. Thank God it went well. Have 6 staples in my hip, an incision about 3 inches long. My mom stayed with me she left yesterday. My stepdad had to leave then that same day to go back to Alabama to take care of their home and their pets. But I just want to thank God for all your prayers, all your support, those of you who came by to see me, those of you who texted me, those of you who called me, those of you who are supporting me. I thank God for you. And that whatever way you're supporting me, whatever way you're praying for me, whatever way you're thinking about me, whatever way you're, actively, if you're bringing, a lot of friends from church are supporting me, in ways that I couldn't even imagine. So thank you for that. I thank the Lord for my pastors, for my brothers, my sisters, my deacons at my church, Grace Community Church in Jackson. In my parents' church at Fountain Cedar Baptist Church in Prattville, Alabama, Pastor Rick Moore, Pastor Greg, Ryan, Pastor Dustin, Pastor Nick, the deacons at Grace Community, all who came to see me, their families. Man, there's too many people to name, but my coworkers who even came to see me in the hospital, really brought a lot of joy to me. And you bring joy to me right now as I think about that. I miss you guys. I miss being at work, but I can't be at work right now. I have a follow-up next Tuesday, the 26th, with my surgeon. Pray to have my staples removed, x-rays of my hip. Prayerfully, I'll be able to go back to work. I pray to go back to work then. But if not, I'll be out of work, for a little longer. But we'll see. Thank you again for your prayers. Pray for me. I pray for you. I love you, but I'm here. My mom left yesterday again. I'm here at my apartment, studying God's word, reading his word, studying it, praying it. But I thank God for his grace in that. So God bless you, my friends. I love you. Amen.